Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. I know you're looking at this beautiful lady sitting next to me. She's pinch hitting for Kristin this evening.
I am.
Welcome, Angela. I'm going to let her pronounce her last name. I've tried, I've spelled it, I pronounced it, but she's going to say it.
It's McGuirk.
Okay.
Easy.
But Angela, it is easy, but it's not spelled McGuirk. Okay,
It's like, yeah.
Check it. But thank you very much. And Angela serves as a treasurer for the executive board on the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and also she is the branch manager of the Navy Federal Credit Union.
I am.
And so after the shows this evening, I'm going to have to talk to Angela because a few things I need to know about. But I do have a couple of questions,
Sure.
Angela. And so the Navy Federal Credit Union, I still have an account there.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you for your membership.
Well, I do have a question on TV here so that we kind of get an answer. Is that just for the Navy families or the military families?
Man, Suzette, I am so glad that you asked that. Because
did I ask the right?
You asked.
And you know what? I didn't even know I was asking the right question.
That is the best question. Okay. I love that question. So no, Navy Federal Credit Union is not only for the families of the Navy. We actually serve all of the services. So if you or either your immediate family members, and we consider immediate family members, parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, children, grandchildren. So that's a pretty big connection.
Right.
So if either yourself or an immediate family member is a veteran of any of the services, currently serving in one of the services, a DoD civilian or a DoD contractor assigned to a DoD installation, you're eligible for membership with Navy Federal.
Okay. All right. But outside of that, so it is military.
It is, but I think that most of us have. There is. Well, and I think that the majority of the U.S. population has at least one veteran in their family.
Absolutely.
So it's easy for everybody to join.
So my father was a veteran, and we served in the Navy for many, many years. And when he passed away, whoever the branch manager was at 20-something years ago said, Suzette, you should still. I was joint account, and she said I was going to close, and she said keep it open because.
Once you're a member, you're always
a member. So I do take part of the benefits and things like that too. So it's great, and so I'm so glad you just cleared that up.
Absolutely.
So what is going on in Mystic, Connecticut?
So we've got some exciting things happening tomorrow. If you're not busy, make sure you stop by Stone Acres. Have you been there before?
I have. I love that property, and I actually have one of their
the CSAs.
The CSAs. It's really fantastic.
They have the best CSAs.
Yes.
I love Farmer Andy's curated stuff. The recipes, they really do have a really great CSA. But they've invited the business community to come out tomorrow, September 25th at 5 p.m. to tour the facilities. They've got a new corporate events and retreats that they want to show off, and so that you can come, enjoy some drinks, enjoy some harvest of the bounty, and it is a truly beautiful venue, so I think it'd be a great night.
So that's one.
The weather cooperates. And don't forget, please mark your calendars for the Go Local launch on October 2nd, 2018 at 5:30 at the Whalers Inn.
Okay.
This is going to be a really great event to kick off this great product. And if you join us for the launch, you can do your holiday shopping and get your Go Local cards, and we will give you a $5 discount and waive the $2 activation fee. And there's an opportunity to win prizes. So you can win $25, $50, $100 Go Local cards, which you can spend in local Mystic businesses.
Right. And so the businesses have to sign up for these Go Local cards, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's a great idea for, it's the holidays, the fourth quarter is coming up. Twofold. It's a great idea to get a wonderful gift, and it also supports our local economy, and the engine's got to be pumped up there so that, people do great for the holiday season.
The Chamber's been working hard on this, and I'm really excited to get it out, to roll it out to the businesses and to the community.
Yeah, it's a lot better than those little whatever cards. We've gone better technology.
Yes, the technology. So it's a card. It's ready to go.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
so we've got a lot going on, huh?
We do have a lot going on.
It's great. So this evening, and I do a lot of shows, all right, but this evening I have the greatest opportunity to not only introduce a friend, but now has her own business, and we're going to go into that a little later on. But I just have to tell you, because Angela and I here don't even compare to the one and only Lisa Carberg. So Lisa, but I'm just going to say no pressure here, but
Lisa.
You know the face, You know the beauty, and you probably will recognize your voice as well.
Thank you, Suzette.
Lisa Carberg. So,
Yes, so
welcome.
I'm so proud to be here and to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, the Mystic Chamber. I went out and signed up when I got my LLC, and I love the membership benefits like this.
Yes.
Being on a talk show and
Yes.
being able to talk about my business.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is great. So thanks for having me. You know, Suzette and I have known each other for
Long
years.
time.
Through
A long time.
nonprofit,
Yes.
e-work, and
all of the, and I want to tell you, as far as emceeing goes and auction, we've done a lot of things together, and you know, it's sort of that natural fit for the two of us, and we've had a lot of great times.
we really have.
But Lisa, you have a wonderful and a beautiful journey.
Yes, so I was a television newscaster for over 20 years, 17 years in Connecticut. So I've always lived here in southeastern Connecticut. I'm from Old Saybrook, but my father's from Groton, my mom's from Ledyard. So I'm kind of a local gal.
That's definitely local.
I lived here. I love living here, and I don't want to move to Hartford or New Haven. So I commuted to West Hartford for 17 years, 65 miles each way. It was fine when my daughter was little because I'd pick her up, or you know, at my mom's after my husband would pick her up. But I decided, instead of continuing my TV career 3 years ago, it was time to change. So I had a corporate job. I learned a lot of great stuff, always involved in the chamber and the community, because I always think that's important to give back.
Yes.
Emceeing local events. And I started my own public relations company. Earlier this year, I'm doing publicity, public relations, video production. I do Facebook Lives for businesses, and I want to help other small businesses because it takes such a tremendous amount of guts to go on your own. And I knew I wanted to do this for years. I mean, it's what I should have been doing a long time ago. But the commuting and, you know, and it was good and the career was great while it lasted. And I covered some great events and some scary events and hurricanes and just did it all. You know, good run is what I say. And now I go out and pitch my services to big and small companies, banks, lawyers, a little bit of everything. I'm producing a high definition video for a local business just to show what they have. All things that are in my wheelhouse that are easy for me to do and do with quality. So
that's a great word.
yeah, and I found a lot of women reaching out to me to help me or hire me, and I love that. It's so great to see. I used to do well with a women's audience, and I'm glad to see that people still get that from me, that you know, I'd like to help you and work with you, and it'll be fun.
It's a brave story to just take that leap after 20 years of doing something that you know and that you love. That's easy to take that leap to open your own business. And you said it so casually, like, oh, I decided to open my own business, but it really is. It's something that takes a lot of guts. So I think that is a great example to show to other women entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
But it also takes courage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes a lot of courage. And, you know, you spoke a little bit, Lisa, about I should have done this a long time ago. But let's kind of bring this back to a little bit in your earlier years, because we've all been there, the career and, you know, really being on television. There's something Hollywood about that, you know what I mean, back then.
And it pays well.
It pays very well.
Once you get in the trenches and stick it out.
Absolutely.
You know?
So, I mean,
Great
and I
people.
think we always talk about mentoring other young women as well. But there was a struggle in your life. There was that moment in time where, you know, you're balancing your career, wonderful marriage, and now it's time to do that, have a family.
Exactly.
Okay. And so you made that decision to do that. But tell us a little bit about your journey and the struggles of getting pregnant and trying to have
Yes,
this family.
so I've been open about that. My husband...
Which I think is great because a lot of young
there's
women need to hear. There's no shame.
Right.
There's no shame.
I ended up having my own healthy child, but my husband and I, and if you Google it, it comes up high on the story I did. I went through 4 rounds of in vitro. We hired surrogates. No one got pregnant, and then I got pregnant. The pressure was all off at age 40 and had a perfectly healthy little girl.
Wow.
So it was just a total miracle. I have 2 stepsons, so it was nice to have a girl in the family. She was the first girl on that side in 3 generations practically, or 60 years. And so, yeah, I went through it, and it turns out I was fine. You know, it
Yeah.
just had to have the right timing and happening.
Right.
So I had that, and my bosses were so great to me. You know, park right in front. Once you're over 35 and pregnant, you're advanced maternal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're an older mom. So, but I didn't care. I was so happy to be. Wouldn't I?
Yeah, be a mom. Yeah.
And I've met a lot of others actually now that my daughter's in school, in elementary school. But yeah, I had her, and then I still commuted. But when there was, let's say, a blizzard, I'd have to get a hotel room in West Hartford and spend 4 days there until it digs out. Then I'd come
Right.
home. Hurricane, same deal, get a hotel room.
Yeah.
And it just was so taxing. We went through that 2-year cycle of Irene and Sandy Hook, and what was the other hurricane? Got it anchored 13 hours straight.
Right.
But it was just, it got old. That
Yeah.
2 hours, we did really well, and we
Yep,
grew
yep.
an audience and the trust. But man, it took its toll on me. It was like, wow, how much longer can, and it was unprecedented, the number
Right.
of hurricanes and storms.
Right.
So that was kind of an aha moment of going through all of that. And with my daughter, just, you know, now she is almost in middle school, and I want to be around. And,
Yes.
and yes, it's pressure, and I have to have my own health benefits and do my own thing and be self-motivated. But my husband has been self-employed for years. He sells computer supplies, so to banks and University of Miami and things like that. I've watched him manage his own business by himself for the 20 years we've been together. And he helped me learn how to invoice and how to keep track. And he's just been so sweet and put things together. So I've been inspired by him and other businesses I've known. But I watched him do it, and I said, how did you have the guts to go on your own? He said, I wanted my own clients. I wanted my own time and my flexibility. He was a single dad with custody of his boys. So, yes.
that makes a difference as well.
He knew that he needed that for himself. So now I'm able to pick her up at school. I asked her, can I volunteer in your school? She's getting a little old. I might embarrass her.
Yeah, you always have to ask that.
But to have that luxury is such a blessing to be there, you know, as she enters her teenage years. So it's all good. It's been fun. It doesn't feel like work. And that's the bottom line.
So we have a couple of pictures that you submitted in, and why don't we, Frank? Why don't we go ahead and roll those and just take us through these pictures?
All right, so that's my family. That is
a great picture. What is the name of your daughter? We have to know.
Ashley.
Beautiful.
And that's my husband Jeff, and that's on our patio. So yeah, I was having a good hair day.
I find it hard to believe
to talk about
bad hair days.
So let's see, Frank behind the scenes. I think he advances the pictures. So
Next one,
let's see. All right, so this is a news conference I had 2 weeks ago for a client, the Maritime Festival in New London. That's the governor in back of me. We had 3 TV stations show up. So that's pretty much, as a publicist, a successful moment right there. So
wow.
Cha-ching, I was very happy.
You were sort of right out in front there.
So I just said, hey, snap a picture of me. I was actually taking hundreds of pictures.
Okay.
And what I do now, it's nice being on the backside of the camera. So Heather from NBC right there, I held her microphone. I held the Fox videographer's microphone for the interviews, and I asked the questions and helped them because it helps my client, and I know what I'm asking.
Right.
And one.
Well, having been
Exactly.
through this,
And I don't have to have my hair perfect, and I don't have to have my outfit not
Exact.
wrinkled,
Right.
and it's nice actually.
Yeah.
It's funny. And so that was the Fort Trumbull, the Connecticut Maritime Heritage Festival.
that.
All great. And then let's
Go ahead,
see
Frank.
what's next, Frank. All right, so more of my clients. I have an art gallery client, and these are 2 artists. We did a fundraiser where they painted, and then we auctioned off the paintings. Nice. And so I do that. I did a Facebook Live at the gallery that night. Here's another example of a Facebook Live that happens to be my stepmother who had a book written about her. NFL Films is profiling her, the first female woman scout in the NFL. Joe Namath, her father was the team physician with the Jets.
Gosh.
So she grew up with him and their friends. And so we went down to NFL Films and got a tour. And they interviewed me as well for her piece that will air next year for the 50th anniversary of the New York Jets win. So I get thousands of views on some of these. That one, it was up to 13,000 at the time, I believe. Or what was the number of views? It's 11,000. It surpassed that. But that was just it was fun. We were at Jets training camp. And let's see, what's next, Frank? here's the Maritime Festival. I did a Facebook Live, just talking about the festival. And these are some of the services I provide to businesses. So I charge them, and then we do Facebook Live, and we do a conversation. It can be 10 minutes, it can be 2 minutes, it could be as long as they want, but it's not like an advertisement where, here's our hours and this. It's a conversation. Why do people like your hamburgers so much? Or what is so great about kids? Why do you cater to kids? Tell me about that. It's just a conversation like we're having here about their business. And small businesses have really liked it. And in fact, I just did 3 more quotes today. So it's just an easy, I set up the light, I set up my trusty little cell phone, and I have a microphone, and it's been a really neat tool, and I target it, and thousands of people see it. Like, let's say, Suzette, you want to do your store, and you want to target it in Westbrook or something like that. Then we pick there as the place to boost and target it. So it's been a fun business tool.
So Lisa, can you tell me and everybody else why somebody should have you do that versus just doing their own Facebook Live video?
Most people don't know what to do, how to get started. Yeah. I'm kind of like I make them comfortable. It's, you could go on and talk, but having a conversation and an interview is much better, because then you don't have to look like you're bragging. I can say, you won the People's Choice Awards or the Day Readers Poll.
It's coming from you.
Yes, 6 times in a row. What's the key to your success? And it's nice. And we'll go over the key points ahead of time, or sometimes we just, off the cuff. But it's just been a really nice tool. And Facebook Live with the algorithms, it's just the right time to use that as a business tool. It's been
really
fun.
Works. Well, I will tell you, it's sort of kind of on the backside to that, Angela, owning a small business. We have somebody that does our marketing, but
your Instagram's great. It is.
She does a great job. But I will tell you, businesses, when they first start out, my business is about 30 years old now, but when they first start out, or even that first 10 to 12 years, is really the only thing you seem to focus on is your business, your employees, cash flow. There's so much to people's businesses when what's more important is trying to get the word out there. So if you hire somebody like Lisa, that kind of takes that, out of your sort of everyday minutia of trying to survive, to get the word out there.
That's the hardest part.
So the other side of it is people will say, well, that's the part that we cannot afford. But I can tell you, you put that into your business plan and you put it into your business budget, it pays off 110%.
It gets the word out. It
gets the word out.
Amazing what it does. And I also have gotten clients. I have good contacts at all the local TV stations. So I've gotten contacts on the local talk shows as well, which is fun. And I go with them, and I'm friends with all the anchor women and the hosts just from working alongside them or near them for 17 years. Yeah. And so it's fun. They like seeing me. They're like, bring more of your clients back. And it's a really fun experience. And I also have done a national pitch for a client, which I'm still working on. I didn't get a no, so as far as I'm concerned, that's a yes until it's a no. And a financial national network as well. I have an in with a booker there, as well as a medical. So I have been working my contacts for many years. And what's nice is that all the people that I came up with are now in senior positions. They're all like our age, and they're all doing really well in these positions. And so that's really nice.
So how do we get started? What's the name of your company?
Lisa Carberg Communications, and my website is lisacarberg.com. And all my Facebook Lives are on the front page of my website and my Twitter feed. So you can go to my website and kind of check out what I'm all about and what I've been doing. Those are Facebook Live. I also do, as I mentioned, the high quality, high definition videos where we come and set up and we shoot for a day or two and get serious, beautiful video, put it to music, a little voiceover. Then a company has it to share on their website or for fundraising. So that's fun too.
So, but I mean, a business comes in, we hire Lisa. How do we get started though? I mean, is it a la carte, or do you assess the business, is what I'm saying?
Everybody's needs are different. So it's different for everybody. Some people are on retainer, and I say, I will work to get you all the publicity I can. I can't guarantee a thing, but I will work very hard. And I haven't had any non-successes through that. Some are a la carte, where I have a client and they might just want TV appearances, so we just work that way. But it has to be, and having been a TV insider, I know how to pitch things, and I know what they need for their content. They need content, and I know they need a women's audience. They need a women's audience between this age and this age. They need mom stuff or a mom topic. So it's having that insight and knowing. And I was on the other end, so I also did medical reporting in addition to anchoring the evening news at NBC Connecticut, which is WVIT. And so people pitched constantly. Publicists, hospital PR people were pitching me medical stories daily.
Right.
And I pick and chose. I knew what
well, it was
would work.
up to you to
What worked.
What worked, and
Yes.
it's your content to get it out there.
Right. So it was nice that I had that end of the experience. I did that for 7 years. So that gave me a big advantage in this whole game, to be quite honest. And again, the people that want to support me and help me in those outlets are phenomenal. And a lot of them are women on the other end. We want to help your new business.
Well, it's funny because there's a lot of new, and I think you've probably seen this with the Chamber, there's sort of these micro businesses popping up all over the place, and a lot of them are women businesses that, they're getting this idea, like all of us, you know what I mean, getting this idea and but I think to your point, a long time, in the beginning of the show, it does take courage and the guts. To start this type of thing and finally say, look, I've done this. I mean, you've done this corporate thing or through TV, and I've done the corporate thing, and then it was just, okay, now let's start our own business. And you're sitting there going, okay, but we also have to pay our mortgage, put food on the table. So it does take that element of courage, Lisa. And I know I've gone back with you a couple of years here now when you first started to get out, and you really have come
Thank you,
extremely
Suzette.
a long
You're
way.
But now
so I think you have found your little niche.
I'm very happy. And what I did was I watched a few girls leave TV and do this over the years.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and they would pitch to me, and I'd go do their health stories on their med spa or their fat laser or getting rid of veins. And so I watched the formula work. And I had this one mentor who I called when I was starting this, and we have a mutual, very close friend. So I trusted her. And I said, I'm thinking of doing this. I'm not going after any of your clients. I'm in a different area of the state, although I still do work in Hartford where I have the name recognition on television, in New Haven. But I asked her, I said, could you just share a little bit of your pricing and your formula? And she did. And it was so kind.
But that's another businesswoman, another woman. And she wants to see you, like all of us, get you off the ground.
Absolutely.
And it was real help. I'd never forget making that phone call. It was hard, and I didn't know how she'd receive it. But she was...
Because really, in some sense, you would, not a competitor, but
we're all out there
looking for the same
But there are
clients.
so many clients to go around. There are a million businesses in Connecticut, so it's been really nice. And I've actually been working a lot locally here in Groton, which I'm so happy because I shop in Groton. I love my Big Y. I love my mermaid nails, all my Groton businesses. And I'm actually boosting some of those now. So it's been... Shop local. I am a huge believer in that. Just
as we
yes, we all are. Well, and this is such a unique area too. I think you've got a pretty wide selection of people that could come to you for your services.
It is, and it's very different. It's very heavy on manufacturing, military, which has been interesting, but still so many great, long-standing small businesses.
So I want to. You joined the Chamber. How many just joined the Chamber?
I did just a few months ago.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about how that has helped you, and how do you think? I mean, a lot of small businesses are out there. What are the benefits? I mean, and have you really maximized your benefit with the Chamber too?
So at the last Chamber event I went to, I got 2 leads of companies to go pitch to.
It's good to know.
A
As
bank,
a board member, I need to know all these
and
things.
a major hotel.
So,
and one is panning out, and yes. That was the last. And sometimes the business after hours, I'll think, oh, I'm tired, or it's raining.
And you don't want to go to that networking.
I'm like, I'm so tired. I don't know if I have the energy to network tonight. But networking is just like talking. But there is some work involved.
Sure, there is.
But it's nice to see familiar faces. And I'm still at the point where I'm letting people know what I'm doing. I give them my card. Go check out my website and let me know how I can help you. Or may I come do a pitch for you and talk about it. A lot of people are doing traditional marketing where they're doing, television ads, radio spots, newspaper.
Well, that's why I'm different. You're different. And just listening to you, because I know a little bit about your business, but I didn't know this part about your business. And a lot of people think that that's the traditional kind of stuff.
Right, and that's great. There's a need for that.
There is a need for that, but I think what you have can either be all of the, the marketing for the small business, but it also can be part of that.
Right. Enhance it. Enhance what they're doing.
In another big way.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been very interesting with the social media as well.
Social media was not around years ago.
I
So
know.
this is
It's a whole new world.
For
And
people.
I had to get in the social media game. Being on TV, my bosses made me, and thank goodness they did.
Yeah.
They would post who had the most followers and likes,
Well, yes,
and send out the list of
Yeah.
comparison in the newsroom. Like, oh God, I've got to get on my game. But Facebook,
So
Twitter, Instagram.
I've heard you a couple of times now for the business saying, well, how many likes, how many posts? How important is that to the business, Lisa? I mean, as they're watching their own Instagram and their own.
Well, getting the views on a target audience is just like
huge.
targeting your ad with advertising.
Okay.
It's
But
targeting.
you're actually seeing it,
Yes, and you can follow it after, and if you boost it, then you have a campaign where you can go in kind of the backside
Right.
and look at how many likes, what is your video big with, and they'll show you graphs like women 35 to 45, men 55 to 65. You can see who it's doing well with. So it's very user-friendly to track as well. Using
And that's good for
Facebook.
both of you.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for you and it's good for the business.
Yes, I'll share it
Okay.
with them and say, here's what works, and here you got a lot of women views, or this area worked really well.
Or we need to work on this area.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So you monitor all that
Yes.
with your business too. So I think people need to know that there's a monitoring.
They don't have to know it. I do.
Yes.
That's why they're hiring her.
That's why people are, they don't know what to do.
Well, I
with
guess
their-
that's
do
my
their
point.
Own. Yes.
And getting into this as we close up the show, that's what a lot of businesses don't have the time for. Yeah. And what you're hearing from Lisa is exactly that. I mean, if you can just share all that information and help the businesses, because the businesses don't have time to look at that.
They don't.
They
don't.
need someone like you to monitor it, to manage it, and to make sure that they're doing the right thing.
And I also do, so I am an agency as well, so I do ad buying. So say someone, I've never bought ads on TV, I don't know where to start.
Keep adding more.
But that's in my wheelhouse too. I bought probably tens of thousands of dollars in ads for clients last year and this year. So
Okay, so that's part of the
that's bigger.
overall package,
Yes.
right? And that's what you work with the businesses.
Yes.
So you can figure that whole thing out.
Yes.
And the other thing too, this is not scary. Lisa is so approachable. Have her there because sometimes people they don't know how to make the first ask.
Right.
You know, and they don't know how to approach.
Right.
I mean, the answer could be no. But a lot of times the answer is yes.
Absolutely,
I need your help.
yes.
So,
I have my website, and you can contact me through that.
Yeah. And let's just post that again. And Lisa, could you just say it again? Your little website.
LisaCarberg.com.
Okay.
I think he has it.
He
There
has
it
it right
is. Yes,
there, and that's fantastic.
And I have a lot of pictures on there from my career and things that I've covered and followed, and some pictures of clients that I've gotten on local talk shows are on there as well. And I do a lot of, I mentioned emceeing events, but I do community givebacks. I heard that a friend who had a business had 3,000 backpacks. I'm like, that he was giving away that Sunday. I'm like, you need to get the word out. Like, let's, called, got him on Channel 8, boom, backpack's gone. It was great. At all their
great.
locations. So I do things.
That's giving back too.
I do give backs as well with the things that I MC, with Dinner in the Dark. So
Dinner in the
Sees
Dark,
Hope.
yes, absolutely.
Always Home is formerly MASH, Always Home.
Yep.
I MC their gala.
Yep. Every year.
I see you there. And then this year I'm doing the Ender's Island Medal of Honor.
Yeah, which is huge.
Which is
Yeah.
very touching
Yeah.
and very nice.
Yeah.
So I do those as, I don't charge them, but I feel like it's important. I live in this
It's
community.
not only important, but Lisa, I've watched you. I mean, I've been in the audience, and she's so great at the podium and manages the crowd. So, Lisa, we only have a few more minutes left, and I just want to say thank you so much for being on Mystic Matters. You've been
Thanks for
such a
having
great
me.
friend and supporter, not only for the community, but for some of the organizations that, like she said, she gives back. So come back and visit us
Thank you
again.
for having me,
And
ladies.
thank
This
you.
has been fun.
Yeah.
And Angela, thank you so much, pinch hitting.
Well, I hope I
from
did Kristin proud.
Well, you did, Kristin. You absolutely did, Kristin, proud. But we are Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and we'll see you next week. Good evening.